Lady Furina?
What's Lady Furina doing here?
Hello all. These two over here are the ones that made it possible. You bet.
You helped bring.
Oh, please don't mention it. We're just here to join in.
So, you were saying? Yeah, that's the name of our final show. It's an unfinished script. One of our greatest regrets is that she never got to complete it.
Wait, but if it's not finished, then...
Yeah, we've been battling issues on every front, trying to realize the protagonist of the story is a young Oceanid who transforms herself into human. She longed to live just like any other human. And sure enough, she found. But one day, her true identity was exposed, and her world.
So far, so good.
That's one of the issues we've been trying to deal with. Unfortunately, we need a proper ending so we can bring this musical to the stage. But...
We still haven't decided between a...
By true to life, you mean...
Yeah. But then there's the question of whether we really want to use the stage to pass our raw...
Exactly. A lot of the time, people come to watch a show just hoping for some... And one... The first is Paulo, who plays the protagonist's lover. He's locked himself away to focus on writing an... The other is... He did write to us, promising that he'll be...
Although...
What opportunity?
Our director was constantly singing your praises.
Oh, stop. You're making me all flustered. I suspect that one by one...
Makes sense. He went back to Poisson.
I thought the last thing...
Yeah, maybe he could use some...
Poisson?
Nothing. I suppose my presence will be indispensable if we are to restore his faith. So, allons-y. To Poisson!
If I remember correctly, this is where he's staying.
Who is it?
It's me. Is this...
You came all the...
Alright. Forget that for now. Just...
Nice try. Look, just give me some time, okay? I'm just wrapping up this last part of the script. I'll be out...
Okay then. Looking for...
So, as expected, he...
The ending is one of the most important... Even once he's...
Someone told me they'd just seen you in Poisson. I assumed it was a case of mistaken identity, but sure enough, here you are. And Furina, too.
I was wondering if we might run into her.
So, you're here for Paolo? Looks like he could be a while, so feel free to take a stroll around town in the meantime.
Oh, it's okay. We can just wait here...
Thank you for being so considerate, Miss Navia. That sounds wonderful. We'll Get over here, you! How oblivious are you?
How are things in Poisson now?
Things are on the mend, but it's a slow process. Some people may never recover from the trauma they experienced.
I'm sorry to hear that. I wish there was something I...
Please, must our conversations take such a depressing turn every time we meet? We all have painful memories, but we don't have to let them cloud everything. And if you're trying to make a new start, perhaps it's best if you don't bring up the past.
Thank you for your words of comfort. You make a very good point. But for now...
It's okay. Which brings me to why I'm here. To avoid upsetting the peace, I told the town it's not a perfect solution.
That's so thoughtful!
Well, what do you... Anyway, that was all. Look after her now.
Off we go then. Let's take a look up there. I don't have... I'm I'm so grateful that Miss Navia was so understanding. To be perfectly honest, it's always easiest to just run away from your problem.
So that's why you were nervous when they brought up Poisson?
Yeah. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared. Still, I felt it was something I had to do. I'd be overjoyed if the people here could find it in their hearts to forgive. Yeah, I can tell people are watching me. I'm sure some people here see the idea of someone coming to Poisson dressed as the Hydro Archon as extremely disrespectful. I used to be terrified of the gaze of other people, especially when they had suspicion or resentment. I guess I wasn't quite ready for that.
I'm not surprised you're making yourself go through all of this.
I can't let my...
Look, there seems to be a crowd gathering over there.
Probably time we made a move. How about we check out Spina D... I'm sorry.
We don't mind.
Great. Well, I don't know. As I stayed one after another, they thought, and all, but then the flood.
You shouldn't look at it like that. You were only doing your...
I've had to go. Eventually, fortunately, we were everyone, but
Paimon would have never imagined...
reward? I guess back then I was scared. Believe in the furry. I had to keep all my feet. That's...
So that's where you were coming from.
Could you please get off my case? I don't know what's gotten into you today. I'm making an effort here. You could at least try to do the same. At least... All right.
Sure, okay.
Didn't you say you needed...
Come on. Anyway, my character doesn't need to be slim and good-looking. That's your job.
Are you kidding me right now? It's not your character's health I'm worried about, it's your... I've spent my whole life battling the effects of ill health, and it kills me to watch you willingly ruin yours by filling yourself up with junk all the time.
Oh no, looks like they're arguing. We're back! Could you maybe put your differences aside for a...
Ah, you're back. We've been enjoying Spina di Rosula's VIP treatment in your stead. Paulo's nearly done. We shouldn't have...
Great! So you were discussing...
Me? I'm an Oceanid too.
He was originally supposed to take the form of a crane, but he... outgrew that role. Well, the costume at least. So now he's playing the boar instead.
The boar's not a bad character, actually. He's the one who raises the little Oceanid, yes?
That's right. He has some pretty memorable lines too. Like when he imparts some solemn words of wisdom. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one.
Wait, that sounds good.
It's the most important line in the whole script. I think it's a symbolic statement. She kept quiet about all the trials and tribulations she faced in running. It was only after she was gone.
You mentioned earlier about the troop was...
Yeah. I spent some... It was like that until the She took me under her...
She sounds like a really incredible
She really was. She gave everything. I was a lost. The other kids were... One day, I got...
Let me guess.
Yeah.
The day you hoped would never come.
Oh, you're finally done? Get your butt over here. There's someone I need to introduce you to.
Furina? The Furina? Oh my god.
Please.
Same here!
Even so, this is just... Oh, wow. Yes, the script, of course. Let me give you... I'm sure you're... She finds love and friendship in the bustling city. The people start to notice that all the fresh water in the surrounding area is slowly disappearing. The little Oceanid, Cleo, and her lover decide to do something about it and investigate the truth. In the end, they discover that all the waste and pollution created by humans over the years has caused the fresh water to flee the land.
Consciousness?
Water as a conscious entity. There's actually...
Since the little Oceanid is a water spirit, her lover accepts her for who she is and works with her to fight. The little Oceanid is accused of being directly responsible for driving the water away.
And then?
In the end, she makes the brave decision to sacrifice herself to save her...
Huh? But didn't they all treat Cleo like a villain? Why would she want to save them after...
Well, she mainly wanted to save her lover, plus everyone who'd stood up for her.
Through her love for her human partner, she was able to find an even greater love. one that extended to all of humanity. Surely the biggest strength.
There's actually something else that bothers me. You know the protagonist is supposed to represent the director, right? And she never had the chance to become a hero in our— If we're serious about dedicating this show to her memory, we should make the ending as true to life as possible. What about if the little Oceanid is hounded to death by people who hate her, her lover makes sure her secret never gets out, and humanity—
That sounds like too cruel of an ending to me. And perhaps—
That ending would be on the day when she went missing. Director Aurelie had instructed us all, somewhat out of the blue, to leave the court of Fontaine and wait for her outside the city. We waited and waited at the rendezvous point, but she never came. By the time we returned to the city, she disappeared without a trace. We looked for her. The Gardamex looked for her, but she was nowhere to be found. Increasingly, all the signs seemed to point to her being the—
The director was the kindest soul in the world, yet she was senseless.
But doesn't the way she suddenly told you to leave the city suggest that maybe she had some sense of what was—
I've been trying to
Villemont? The one who's playing the role of the—
Yeah, he's been overwhelmed by grief. I think the director's death.
Grief? Guilt, more like. Also, I have a— because— well, speaking of the play being true to life,
What? You—
it's time to be upfront with you all. No more keeping secrets from each other. We'll never be able to agree on the ending if we can't be honest about how— I did tell her how I felt once, but she turned me down pretty much. She said that we were all like brothers and sisters to her, and she'd never considered— Not that it came as a shock or anything. It was what I was expecting to hear. So I said, maybe one day in the future, when everyone's settled into their own lives and on the up and up, and managing the troupe no longer— well, maybe then she could reconsider what and now— So if I'm the one writing this ending, then I'm gonna make sure it does right by Aurelie. I won't let anyone get it.
In that case, you have to straighten things out with Villemont. We've all had our differences of opinion over—
Well, if that's where we're at.
Are you ready to face the—
Honestly, I'm slightly— Funny you should ask, though.
I certainly do. Come on, everyone. Allons-y.
Oh, this is tough going. Delphi, are you sure you can manage in your condition?
I—
As if this journey wasn't tough enough already without a roadblock.
Don't worry. We should all be fine with the traveler here. We don't need— wait, why are you all looking at me?
We're just curious, that's all.
Yeah, but don't you remember why? The Hydro Archon willingly gave up all her power so it could be converted into indemnitium.
Precisely. And I'm not even the Hydro Archon anymore, so all my power is gone anyway. As much as it pains me, unfortunately, I should just stay put. I'm more like a,
That sounded so smug. Ugh, secondhand embarrassment is unbearable.
C'est la vie indeed. Alas, I am forced to watch on helplessly as a more brave and seasoned adventurer than I swoops in to say—
Aw, too bad. I was so—
Sorry to leave all the heavy lift.
Don't worry,
Illusion shut!
Solidify!
umbrella warfare, I guess.
This one's got your name on it! Here we go!
Gather!
Shine down!
Coming at ya! Hiya! Umbrella warfare, I guess. Umbrella warfare, I guess.
Bravo! Good show! You certainly live up to your reputation.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, the path is cleared now, so onwards and upwards.
Villemont, are you—
Huh? Oh, it's you guys. Wait,
I can explain.
so, you think knowing the truth about the director's If I open this can of worms now, I just don't want to make things difficult between them.
Vimo, avoiding the truth will... Unless you mean to suggest that Aurelie's death had something to do with...
I don't want to talk about it.
Listen, Vimo. I used to think that my love for Aurelie was a point of shame. I never brought... But now, I've made up my mind to put it all on the table. The little Oceanid cannot be complete unless we do justice to Aurelie.
This is why people think of you as not being the smart one. As you all know already, the troupe was kept afloat not from tickets. We took on side jobs when we weren't performing. So, anyway, one day after a show, it seemed like a win-win. The drink in question was...
Isn't that the drink peddled by the culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
I freaked out when I saw the boxes. And I told the director everything right away. She was completely but she didn't reprimand me for making the decision without consulting her. Instead, the merchant was furious, berated us for going back on our word, and threatened to sue us for damages. The amount was astronomical. There was no way. I was going to sort it on my own, but the director stopped me. She said that this was an issue for the whole troupe, and it wasn't my... But things only got worse from there. The synth merchant just wouldn't let up, and then suddenly the director told us all to leave the city one day. I admit this whole thing was my mistake. I didn't dare to tell any of you the truth back then, and after the director disappeared, I was even more afraid to... Yeah, I got Aurelie killed.
Hey, don't say that.
You traitor! You knew Aurelie was in danger! What do you mean, you were afraid? This was a life-and-death situation. We could... How could you be so...
Please, try not to get...
Yeah, listen to him!
Stay calm? How can I stay calm? And he has the gall to try and high-road us, claiming that he kept his mouth shut.
All I can say is I'm sorry. Truly. I'm just a coward who made an awful, terrible mistake that I can never take back. Beat me up if you want. Kill me if you end my life. So I can meet the director and apologize.
Get out of my sight! Go! Get lost! I don't ever want to see you.
That's enough! You've screamed and shouted at each other for long enough. Now, can you stop conflating the show on stage with you? You keep saying that you want to use...
I'm sorry.
On stage, the lead role is the focal point of the audience's attention. But in her own life, what she wants... I understand why you're...
Yeah.
So think hard about what that means. If you really hate each other and can't reconcile your differences, but you can't bring your... What are you laughing at?
Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. If she'd seen Paulo and Vilmont at each...
Really? But she sounded like...
Of course she was.
I'm truly...
It's all right.
So...
Clearly, everyone... The end of the story needs to focus back on Aurelie herself.
What do you...
The Traveler is right. If you could find...
You really think...
I trust that...
No.
Well,
Come, let's...
You want to review some... Still, since you were the ones who discovered and submitted the evidence in the...
So, this is...
Hey! It's full of script lines!
Let me take a look. Maybe there's some... Aha! Looks like she kept a detailed record of her captor's actions. If we'd had the chance to examine this notebook carefully back then, it would have...
Lachey took so many lives. It's...
I guess Aurelie must have written all of this down in the... wait! It cuts off. Her handwriting here gets patchier and more illegible. Her final words are... I'll let you read them for yourselves.
She was so terrified.
She may have been a mighty hero in the eyes of her troop, but I can't bear to think how painful. Wait. This part. If you become human, you can reveal your secret.
Isn't that the most important line in the Little OC?
Because I am an older sister to them.
Oh.
So she didn't regret her decision. Even, I'm sure this is what the troop would have hoped to hear as she had their utmost trust. Let's go.
She deserves a hero's farewell. If that's the only way to convey to the audience the courage.
Even in the last moments of her life.
She did her best to protect as many people as possible. We know what choice our little Oceanid would have made now. Well, Vilmont?
I will channel all my regret. I won't ask for your
Ben,
Really? How can you be so sure when you've never even seen...
don't underestimate my experience. If you want to, and aren't human emotions, love, I don't believe anybody could be more committed to bringing this story.
Thank you for the vote of confidence, Miss Farina. And thank you.
Then, let's not delay things any longer.
Actually, before that, I'd like to make a proposal. During the curtain call,
Huh? But then...
after all, this role was originally meant to be played besides. A role commemorating her life.
Well, if you're sure...
Now we're all right. I'll leave you to fine-tune your
Procure a stage?
Oh, it's okay.
that place. Oh, don't be.
Whoa, wait.
No, that's never...
What are you afraid of? Surely.
No!
It is supposed to be your grand finale, right?
I'll take your silence as a yes. Thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Well, then don't disappoint me. If you mess this up, it'll reflect poorly on. Come on. We'll need to get the go-ahead from Nervilette. I know just where to find him. Hey, look at that. Looks like I guessed right.
You were just guessing?
I knew you'd be here.
I'm here merely for a short break. It has been a while, Miss Farina. And you too, Traveler in Paimon. What might...
I would like to book the Opera Epiclese for an event.
I understand. The process for booking the Opera Epiclese is complex and can be somewhat cumbersome. But given that the request is coming from the three of you, I see no reason to make things unduly difficult. The story of the little Oceanid is most fascinating. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I will say, however, that I am surprised to see your passion for the performing arts rekindled after all that has happened.
Huh? What do you mean?
Yes. And this is the first time that I've seen you like this since your departure from D.
At first, I just felt bad about rejecting them. So I wanted to learn a little bit more about their situation. But one thing led to another. In the past, we sat in our high chairs in the court, giving our opinion. Maybe it's because I finally become an ordinary person and gained my freedom. but I've developed a great sense of curiosity.
I'm truly delighted to see you find a new lease on life. Now that you've regained some confidence, have you had any thoughts regarding
Why would you suddenly ask a question?
Well, if The Little Oceanid turns out to be a great success, it will no doubt become a classic. Many theater companies are certain to add it to their repertoire. The experiences and decisions of the protagonist Cleo are all modeled after your own. Naturally, this makes you eminently... It would truly be a shame if you did not take this opportunity to...
Haven't I already made myself clear? I won't act or perform in any role, nor do I think it is any great shame. There is no lack of... This experience is a case in point. I feel like I've learned a... I must admit, though, I'm a little envious.
I see. Well, I sincerely hope the show will serve as the grandest of finales.
Thanks, Nervalect.
You are very welcome.
Good news, everyone! It's done! Thanks to my eloquent and impassioned speech, we've had to fight every step of the way. A touching story. Now, this is...
The sooner we can Fiamali and I just went over some parts of the script and...
Wow, you...
Communication is vital to any good...
It's amazing. Even though Furina's still being a...
Please feel free to give us any...
Hey, Loic, get...
Cursed Cleo. She stole the waters of life from us. She's a fraud, and she must pay for her crimes.
This has nothing to do with her. The ignorance and hatred of our people is to blame.
This guy could be useful. Take him hostage. If Cleo...
Leave this place, oh little Oceanid, and never, ever...
Everyone's really throwing themselves into their roles. If only...
What should we do? It's almost time for her to...
Why? Why does it have...
Hey, what's going on? You're due on stage any second now. Oh no, not again. But why? What about your new meds?
They've been getting less and less effective over time. I've had to keep increasing my dose.
What? I thought they'd cure it. So they were...
I figured whatever it took to get me through this final performance.
How could you do this to yourself? And after that lecture you gave me about not looking after...
I'm sorry. I've let...
You... This...
Miss Furina?
Say no more. If you're sick, you need to rest. I know, but Loic, your character has no more scenes, correct?
Oh, yeah. I think my scenes are all done. Although, I do have one more line.
Please take Delphi back to her place to rest. I'll sing the finale. From the sublime.
Thank you, Miss Furina.
Never mind. No one likes regrets. Leave it to me. I've watched you rehearse.
I do not doubt your... What, in your opinion?
It's her pure heart, despite all the pain and loneliness she had to endure.
Well said. I leave Director O'Reilly...
Is she here yet?
Let's get here!
She's not coming!
You're wrong. She's here.
wish.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Le grand amour ne suffit pas, seule la nature fleurira. C'est notre histoire de vie, poussée à la mort. Je serai toujours là, à voir le monde et sa beauté. Et ça ne changera jamais, jamais.
Is it just me? Or was that Lady Furina on the stage? She hasn't been seen for a while now. And she just appears out of nowhere? Gotta say, though, her acting skills are as super.
The little Oceanid, Cleo, played by Aurélie Fumont.
Wait, that's not her name. What's going on? I don't know. Maybe it's just a doppelganger.
I've spent a lot of time out of the spotlight, and they didn't use my name during the curtain call either. Hopefully not. It's too bad that I had to break the one clear rule I'd managed to make for myself. Still, I have to admit that, despite everything, it felt good to be back on the stage again.
Finally, we would like to give a special thanks to our artistic consultant and event coordinator, Miss Furina.
Hey, that's not what we agreed on!
Oh, so it was Furina. She's back.
Honestly, what is he doing? He should have run that by me first.
All right, calm down. Don't. After all,
Yes, I know.
It's no big deal. What's the...
Oh, yeah?
This is a great chat. Paimon flew over to...
Oh, I've got no idea what happened there either. But hey, it worked pretty well, didn't it? Oh, that the audience has never seen such a realistic...
wait, what about Dolphy? I wonder how she's.
Let's go check on her as soon as we finish clear.
Yes. Plus, she'll definitely want to hear how the end of the show... If nothing else, we can safely say that we accomplished...
Ah, you're back. She's doing okay. Her condition stabilized after taking some of her original medication. From experience, though, I'd say she still needs a few more days.
How did the performance go? Was it...
You'll be glad to know it was fantastic! Also, you're not gonna believe what happened while Furina was on the stage. You'll probably be able to read all about it in the Steambird first thing to...
That's wonderful. I'm so sorry I failed to see it through to the end.
No, don't worry about it. Like they told me after announcing my name during the curtain call, everyone's... Even though you couldn't see it through to the final scene, the audience was very impressed by your performance. It's safe to...
Well, one way or another, I've had bad luck ever since I was born, so I never expect things to go smoothly in life. I'm just happy to know that we went out on a high note. That's all.
Blaming your bad luck again, are we? Maybe if you didn't push yourself past your limits so much, your illness wouldn't be flaring up all the...
Oh, don't you start. I don't have the energy to argue.
Aw, you two clearly care a lot kinda.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You mean we never stop arguing with each other?
So, any plans for the next? After the brilliant performance you put on, the reputation of your troupe is sure to spread through Fontaine like wildfire. You won't have to disband if you don't want to. You could capitalize on the rave reviews and license out the Little Oceanid to the bigger theater troops out there. That would do wonders for your financial situation.
No.
Yeah, it's what we all agreed to.
After all that's happened, I should give you guys some space. But maybe our paths will cross again one day.
Hey, don't just walk off!
I still want to keep performing, so I might join another troupe. After watching Miss Farina's performance, I think I'm starting to understand.
Oh, what about you, Miss Farina?
Well, frankly, I think a return to obscurity is no longer an option for me. I'm sure, Sloop, you rather sealed my fate there with your special thanks at the end of the show.
Sorry.
It's quite all right. No need to apologize. What I meant to say, maybe Nervilette was right. Maybe Cleo is the right role for me. I still don't wish to pretend to be someone else, but I do yeah. There was once a time, but from now on, I want to watch them blossom, and I'm sure this is...
Sounds like you're ready to stop running from your true call. The more you get out into the world, the more you'll...
If a vision is, then I should do my best to honor it. It's ironic to think that in my whole time as a god, I could only ever dream of receiving. And now that the gods have given me their blessing, it actually feels... Is that...